All right, we are 5 days into the Bolt Hackathon and way further than I would have imagined. Working with all the tools, like especially Claude Code, has been insane. Let's dive in. I want to get into it. So this is the landing page we created in Bolt originally, and we're already logged into Supabase. So we get to this screen and we can just pick our CSV. And this CSV has a bunch of columns. It's a big old CSV. So if we go back, we can see it's 122 columns. And we get a bunch of warnings and suggestions, but no errors, so we can proceed. And the cool thing is that when we get to the last step with seeding the data, we're going to deal with some of those warnings and suggestions. Let's kick off an AI analysis. This sends this off. We're actually using Gemini 2.5 Flash, and it sends it off and looks at the CSV and basically breaks it apart into logical tables that are going to be in our Supabase schema, and then it'll do the proper column relations between the tables. And it also does a first pass at row level security, which is nice because a lot of people have a hard time with that, setting things up, and it's a pain in the butt. So this will just take a second, and then we'll move on to reviewing our progress. Cool. All right. This is neat. We've got priority tables like properties and such, and then we've got a bunch of lookup tables that are going to be convenient so you can actually find a state or a loan type or stuff like that easily. Okay, cool. I could ask for changes here, but I'm going to proceed. So we can go to the visual design, and if I click on auto layout, it organizes things, and you can see all of our tables. And this is highly inspired by the Supabase site database.build, which is super cool. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It basically visualizes a schema like this with an LLM. And we can even see some of our blue related tables. Okay, I'm going to continue. So this is a neat feature. You can basically stop here. You can click on Supabase migration, and we have a bunch of other options for exporting. And you can export that. This generates a couple of SQL files that you could either just copy or download, and then you could just paste those directly in the Supabase editor to do this migration manually if you wanted to validate it yourself, or you can take the easy route and continue to deployment. So I'm gonna do that, and we've already OAuth'd in securely into Supabase. You see we're connected. I'm gonna pick this customer example project, and we could preview our migration, and we can deploy our schema. So we're securely connecting, and you can see it's basically just breezing through this thing. It's going to validate things, connecting, everything. All right, it's already done. That's awesome. So let's jump over to Supabase just to validate this. If we refresh, we can see all of our tables that we created. And if we go into policies, we can see all of our initial row level security policies. So this by itself is huge. This is just easy, but we want to do more. So if I go back up here, I can continue to actually seed the first data into it. And this is really nice. It just allows you to upload one or more CSV files. And the way we do that, when I select some files here locally, what that actually did super quickly behind the scenes was go to Supabase storage, which is a great feature. And it created a bucket, and click on that bucket, and actually created that object and that file for us. So this is now securely stored on the customers on your Supabase, and we're going to actually process that data on your end and not through ours with bigger file size. So if I configure this, I want to overwrite because you can append, you can do all these options. And when we click seed, we're actually going to go create an edge function within your Supabase to go to that bucket and properly find that data and map it over to your newly created tables in your schema, which is nice. Okay, I'm gonna do it. So that's uploading the CSV, and then that's creating an edge function, and we get progress updates. It's marching right through, and it would do this with multiple files if you uploaded multiple files, and it's doing that intelligent mapping. And we got confetti. We did it. So we're through here. Let's take a look what we got. We can refresh. Boom. We have data. Cool. So, all right. We did all that. We created the CSV to schema. We got our files uploaded to the Supabase storage buckets. And we seeded our data. So that's it. This is literally the entire goal of the whole hackathon. So everything else now, we can just improve on this and add more features and tighten it up. But come on, that's exciting. We're super pumped. No pun intended. Cheers.